Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Ketida Mataji. Can I start, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Oh, Harita Mataji came in, Mataji. She will do it.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Harita from Texas, welcoming all of you to this mid-morning Japa session. I thank all of you for attending this Bhakti Sangha Japa session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Let us move to our next session. That is, today's topic is the sacred vows of Margasirsha. It will be given by His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji. So I would I would ask all the devotees on the call to please introduce themselves.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, that pranam. So, glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari. Thank you, Harita Mataji, for your services.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for giving the service. And please welcome to the call, Mataji. Thanks for joining. Hare Krishna. And all glories to your services, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Preeti Vilasini Devidasi from Atlanta. Thank you for your warm welcoming, Mataji, and thank you, Kirtida Mataji, for that very beautiful recitation.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks for giving this service. All the Bhakti Sangha Matajis. And welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All glories to your services, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for all your services, and thank you, Kirtida Mataji, for a very beautiful recitation.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to your services, Mataji. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Dandot pranams to you, Dandot pranams to all devotees here. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sumi from Chennai, India.
Hare Krishna, Sumi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining every day, and welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandvat pranam. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for joining every day, and welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Dandvat pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Welcome to the call, Mataji, and thank you for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Mataji, did you start the recording, Mataji? Hare Krishna. I once again welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group Conference. So today's topic is the sacred vows of Margasirsha, 34th verse. It will be given by His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. We are very fortunate to have your association today, Prabhuji. And please take over the call, Prabhuji. 1 second, Prabhuji. I would like to read the quote of Srila Prabhupada.
Sure.
So the today's quote for today, that is November 21st, is preaching is more important than managing. Just because you are preaching nicely and distributing so much of prasadam, the management will follow like a shadow, and Krishna will send you no end of help. Letter to Satswarupa, November 21st, 1971. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Please take over the call, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sure, Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Harita Mataji, for that warm welcome of all the devotees and also the nice recitations. Before we start, I would like to pay my humble obeisances unto all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who have joined here. And before I start, I just wanted to know if my voice output
No,
is,
Prabhuji, your voice is
is it
very
good?
low.
Is it okay now?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhuji, now
Krishna.
good. Now good, Prabhuji.
Okay, perfect. So I would like to pay my humble obeisances unto all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And before we start today, I would like to thank everyone who have been joining these sessions. Today is the 34th session where we are seeing the 27th verse, and we are just 3 verses short of completing this work of Andal. Though the work is never completed, it is such a bottomless, limitless ocean. Still, it's the first understanding of these shlokas or these verses of Tirupavai. We are in verse number 27 out of the 30 verses. So I thank everyone who have joined and also appreciated and also supported in creating this series of lectures. This would have been not possible without all your support. Of course, before we delve into the most nectarian parts of Tirupavai, which is the last 5 verses or last 4 verses to be precise, it's very important that we take the blessings of Acharyas. So we will start with Mangalacharan today as well. Like in every session, we have been begging for the mercy of the Acharyas to bestow us with the eyes of knowledge and also the love in our hearts to understand these nectarian verses which are recited by the young Rajakumaris of Vrindavan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Nevam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु भैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्यति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yakripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat नीला तुंगस्तनगिरि तटि तप्तमुद्भोत्य कृष्णं पारार्थ्यं स्वं श्रुतिसरसिरसा सिद्धमध्यापयन्ति सोचिष्ठायां सजि निगलितं या भलाकृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः. I welcome all of you to this August gathering of a very beautiful verse which we are going to see, which is verse number 27. But before that, it is very important that we have a quick recap. Of course, we all know the story of how Andal, following in the footsteps of the Vraj gopis, wants to follow in the footsteps of the Katyayani Vrata, has undertaken this vow of taking an early morning ritualistic bath in the Yamuna waters. What is the ritual? The ritual is to take bath in the cold, frigid waters of Yamuna during the month of Margasirsha. She has assembled all her gopis together and requested that we should be doing this vow. And the elders of the village have also requested them to perform this ritual or this vow so that there is plentiful of rainfall in their village. And also there is abundance of grass, which means that there will be abundance of milk production by the cows. And hence, as a Vaishya community, they will have abundance of milk and milk products. So this is the intent of the elders. They want good rain for a drought-like scenario which has affected the place. Of course, we also saw that drought can never come in a Vrindavan-like place where Krishna is always present. But it was a pastime, or it was a seemingly drought-like condition which was induced by Krishna's will, so that the gopis can perform this vow and this pastime can go ahead. So we see that Andal requests all her gopis to perform this vow, where the elders say that Krishna should become the security guard for guarding all the gopis while they go to Yamuna. They all wake up in the morning and they find out 10 of our gopis are missing. They go to each and every single house of those gopis and wakes them up. And by waking them up, she assembles all the 5 lakh gopis and she walks towards Yamuna when she realizes that Krishna is not there along. The entire 5 lakh gopis on day 1 of this vrata itself, they take a detour and they go to Nand Maharaj's house. And in Nand Maharaj's house, they first convince the watchman or the gatekeeper. They enter inside, they convince the doorkeeper. They enter inside the bedroom of Krishna, where they wake up none other than Nanda Maharaj. They wake up Yashoda Maiya, and they also wake up Balram. They try to wake up Krishna, but he does not wake up. Then they later find that there is Nappinai, or there is Nila Devi or Lakshmi, who is sleeping along with Krishna. They wake her up, and after waking her up, she opens the door for all the 5 lakh gopis to have a personal assembly with Krishna. Now we have entered into the 23rd, 22nd verse, etc., where they wake up Krishna. They they perform like a Mangalarti, waking up Krishna, and Krishna wakes up. They request him to walk from his bedroom to the assembly hall, and they make him sit on the royal throne. They glorify him, and in this way, Krishna asks, "Why are you here?" So up to this, we saw in the last few weeks. So now we also we mentioned in the last lecture that it is very important that a person who is living on this planet Earth should understand the meanings of 5 into 5, the 25 shlokas and the 5 shlokas. This is how the poet says. The poet says any person who is living on planet Earth and is not understanding the meaning of 5 into 5, the 25 shlokas, and the last 5 shlokas, is actually a burden on earth. So that means if any person does not know these 30 shlokas, he is a burden on earth. But he does not say it in a single shot that you should know the meaning of 30 shlokas. The poet says one should know the meaning of 5 into 5, 25 shlokas and the additional 5 shlokas. So why is this bifurcation made? We spoke about it last week. And we mentioned that the 5 into 5, these 25 shlokas that we actually learn, speaks about Krishna and his greatness, how he is so great, and his entire sweetness is also being mentioned. But the last 4 shlokas, in fact, I said 5, but the last 4 shlokas, that is 26, 27, 28, and 29th shlokas, are especially dealing with the Madhurya Rasa, where the gopis are speaking in personal association with Krishna and they are exhibiting their love, the highest form of love towards Krishna. So the poet says one might understand the first 25 in Aishwarya or in opulence, but he or she misses out the last 4. And the 5th shloka is none other than the Falastuti. What is the result you get by listening to all these 30 shlokas? So one who misses the last 5 or the last 4, then also one does not get the full benefit because they don't understand the Madhurya Rasa part of it. But if somebody understands the first 4 and does not understand the others, 25, the greatness, that is also not beneficial. So while the 25 shlokas mention about Krishna's greatness, the last 5 talks about his simplicity with the gopis, his presentability with the gopis, his love towards the gopis, his love towards the devotees, and the gopikas' love towards Krishna. So it is very pertinent, it is very important, it is very, very crucial for any devotee who wants to develop higher mellows of devotional service to understand all 30, and specifically for Gaudiya Vaishnavas like us, we should be very eager in hearing about the transcendental pastimes and the loving relationship between the gopis and Krishna. Because this is the love that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave, and this is the love that nobody else gave, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came on this planet to distribute to all of us. So that is where we are. We started with the 26th verse. And I would like to show you the picture of the 26th verse, where you will be able to understand, and it will be a quick recap of what is that they asked for. So in the 26th verse, anybody remembers by looking at the picture, what was the verse? Anything that you can remember?
They
Yes.
asked for these 5 things, these 5 paraphernalia.
What are
They
those
asked for
5 things?
devotees,
The
these
parai,
drums,
parai.
the conch shell.
Yes. They asked for conch
Yeah.
shell 1, they asked for drum, which is parai. Okay.
The flag,
Pitambari,
the shamiana.
Pitambari,
The flag, the lamp, and the shamiana, or the awnings that you call it. Very nice. So everybody remembers. So a quick recap is that in verse number 26, Krishna was seated on the throne. All the 5 lakh gopis were standing around his throne. And they said, today we have come here to ask for gifts. But Prabhuji, you mentioned that these 4 verses are in Madhurya Rasa. But what is the gift that they are asking for? Asking gifts, asking for some benediction, or asking that I need something from you, Krishna, does not seem like the highest form of love. But there are hidden meanings to each and every one of these gifts. What are the gifts they asked? They said, we want your Panchajanya. In fact, we want only your Panchajanya. In other words, Panchajanya as a conch never leaves the hand of Krishna. So by saying that we all 5 lakh gopis want Panchajanya, that means Krishna has to give conches to every one of them. And Krishna did give. What conch did he give? He gave 3 conches. He gave 3 conch. to none other than Krishna. Krishna gave these 3 conch shells to none other than the gopis. The first conch shell he uses is Panchajanya, which is for the war cry or the battle, or he uses it also to call the cattle, whether it is battle or the cattle. He uses Panchajanya to blow the conch and bring the cattle home. He also uses the conch, right? Many devotees use the conch for worship, and he also uses this conch. Always it is with him, and he showed this conch along with this 400 form to Mother Devaki as well. So he gave 3 types of conches: the conches that he uses in the battle, the conches that he uses for worship, the conches that he uses to call the cattle. And the gopis were very happy. But the gopis mentioned that we want only the conch. That means we want you, Krishna. So this is the Madhurya Rasa. Though they are asking for the gift, they are asking for Krishna and Krishna alone. Then they asked for the drum, and Krishna gave 3 drums. Anybody remembers what are the drums that Krishna gave? Which drum did Krishna give? How many drums he had? What are the drums that he gave? We remember that we said the first drum that Krishna gave was from Dwarka, because he had Jambavati. And Jambavati, while marrying, he got this in dowry, which is the drum which Jambavan used when Vaman Dev came. So he used a big drum. That drum Krishna gave. The second drum that he gave was the drums which were used by the Vanaras during the war between Rama and Ravana and Kumbhakarna, by which they proclaimed the victory of Lord Rama over all the 3 universes, all the 3 worlds. So the second drum that Krishna gave was the drum which was used in Treta Yuga. The third drum that he gave was used by the Yadavas, and specifically Krishna during the Rasa Leela. So in this way, he gave all the 3 drums. But Andal said, we want drums, but we want you, the person who is giving, so that we can proclaim to the world that we have achieved you. So the Madhurya Rasa again is being showcased here. Then they said, we want the flagstaff. Krishna said, I'll give you Garuda as the flagstaff. Then they said, we want the lamp. Krishna said, as Nappinai itself is like a lamp, I'll give that to you. And then they asked for none other than the Shamyana or the awning. And Krishna said, I'll give my own Pitambar. That is part of my own Pitambar Dhoti will become the awning. In this way, he was asked all these gifts. And Krishna said, where do I bring all these gifts? I was just woken up and nobody gave me an intimation. And that is when Gopikas said, you are the same Krishna who took all the cosmic manifestation inside your stomach and was just floating on a banyan leaf, and who was sucking his own toe. So everything is there in your stomach. You just need to bring all these gifts and give it to us. You specifically need to give us the drum, because by that we will sing your glories. In this way, the glories of the holy name was one of the most important reason for which the gopis wanted the drum to be given to them. And through the holy name, they wanted to access Krishna always. This was verse number 26. But today, my dear devotees, we are going into verse number 27, one of the most beautiful verses of Tirupavai. And this verse 27 is a continuation. Continuation of what? Continuation of asking. She had already asked for gifts from Krishna. Now she is going to ask the result. Or in Tamil, they call it as Sambhavanai. Or in Hindi, they call it as Dakshina. Or in English, you might call it as a donation. So she is now going to ask for a donation. She is going to ask for a result of the rite that she is going to perform of this vow. Again, one might think she is going on asking, and you mentioned that these are all in the highest esoteric pastime. How asking for a donation for something in return can be seen as the highest form of devotion. But let us see what are they asking for. Even the gopis, they ask for something from Krishna. They want his presence. They want to see where he is. They want to always be with him. These are some of the highest asks of the gopis. And let us see what they are going to ask today. And Krishna is very bewildered. Why is Krishna bewildered? Krishna is bewildered because they are saying, we have completed the vow. The vow of Margasirsha that we have taken, we have completed it. And Krishna is practically seeing in front of his eyes that all the gopis were supposed to go to Yamuna and take a bath. That was the vow. The vow was to take a bath. But they never took the bath. They all were going towards Yamuna. They took a U-turn and came to Nanda Bhavan. And while they came to Nanda Bhavan, they are right here. They have not taken the bath. And they are asking for gifts because they have finished the vow. And now they are asking for a donation because they have finished the vow. And Krishna is perplexed. Krishna is going to ask, you have not finished the vow. Why are you asking for such dakshina? Why are you asking for such donation? And the answer is what today's verse is. Kudarai vellum sheer Govinda, untanai padi parai kondu yamperu sammanam, நாடு புகழும் பரிசனால் நன்றாக சூடகமே தோல்வலையே தோடே செவிப்பூவே பாடகமே என்றாய பல்கலனும் யாம் நிவோம் ஆடை எதுப்போம் அடற்பின்ன பார் சோர மூடனெந்து பெய்து முழங்கைய வலிவார கூடியிருந்து குளிர்ந்தேலோரம்பாவாய் says Andal. So this verse is one of the most favorite or one of the most wonderful verses in Tirupavai, and this has got the biggest twist in Tirupavai. You see, we also spoke in the previous lecture how she addresses Krishna in the most beautiful way in each and every verse. She calls him Narayan, she calls him Keshava, she calls him Vamana, she calls him Malar Baba, the broad-chested one, etc., etc., till verse number 25. But verse number 26 onwards, you see the personal names of Krishna are being called out in a very beautiful way. And in this verse, she calls him as Govinda. Kudarai vellum sheer Govinda. They're calling him by one of the most personal names of Krishna, which is Govinda. And we all know the meaning of Govinda, the protector of cows, the master of the senses. So, Govinda, the protector of cows, one who takes care of the cows very nicely, he is known as Govinda. And here they are addressing him as Govinda. So we all know Krishna's one of the most famous name is Govinda. But the Shastras, they mention that all the Dashavataras can be called as Govinda. All the Dashavataras. How come? How can the Dashavataras be called as Govinda? Let us look at them. If you go by the word go also means the Vedas, the Shastras. So one who rescued the Shastras from the cosmic annihilation of the Pralaya waters was none other than Matsyavatar. So Matsyavatar, also in one of its names, Matsyavatar is called as Govinda. Go also means mountain, one who sported the mountain on the back to ensure that the churning of the ocean happens. Kurma Avatar. Kurma Avatar is also called as Govinda. Go also means Bhumi, one who rescued Bhumi from the Garbhodaka ocean by rising it on its tusks is Varaha Avatar. So Varaha Avatar is also called as Govinda. Go also means nice stuti or praises or prayers. Prahlad offered so many wonderful prayers as go, as stutis, which was accepted by Lord Narsingha. He is also called as Govinda. Go also means Bhumi, who was measured as one of the steps by Vamandev and whose lotus feet went all around Mother Earth. So he is also called as Govinda. Go is again Bhumi, whose burden was removed by Parashuram by killing the Kshatriyas who were against Dharma and who eradicated the burden of Mother Earth. So Parashuram is also called Govinda. What to speak of Lord Ramchandra, who ruled over the entire earth with his valor as well as with his straightforward and his character of Satya Dharma Parakramaha. And hence he is also known as Govinda. What to speak of Balram, who carries a plow in his hand and he ensures that he punishes all the miscreants and brings Dharma back on earth and ensures that his devotees are getting his pleasure. And in that way, Balram is also called as Govinda. Buddha, he ensured Go Hatya is stopped, Pashu killing is stopped, and in that way he is also called as Govinda. If we want to include Krishna, generally we do not. He is the source of all incarnations. Of course, as Govinda, his name is most beautiful and adorned because he is the one who is the protector of cows. And finally, Go means Bhumi, who is to be protected when the Kali Yuga is at the most topmost level. Kalki is also known as Govinda. So in this way, if we see, Govinda as a name can be attributed to all the popular 10 avatars of the Lord. These are only 10. Krishna has millions and millions of incarnations. One can count the number of waves in the sea, but one cannot count the number of incarnations that Krishna takes. Still, this name Govinda for Krishna is very, very personal, and he is known only in Vrindavan as Govinda. And this call for Krishna in Vrindavan as Govinda is a very, very personal thing. And here, Andal says, Udare Vellum Shir Govinda. So what does this verse mean? Let us first see that. Here, she uses the first letter. She says, O Govinda. What is that you have? You have lot of auspicious qualities. Kudare Vellum Shir. The word Shir means you have auspicious qualities. By these auspicious qualities, what do? You overcome the enemies who are averse with you. What a wonderful way to glorify a person. Generally, if there is a Kshatriya or if there is the Lord and somebody is against the Lord, like say Hiranyakashipu, like say Ravana, like say Kumbhakarna, etc., then everybody will say the Lord was victorious, or the Lord annihilated the miscreants, or the Lord ensured that he punished the miscreants. But what does Andal say? Your qualities are so great that those who are averse to you, those who are against you, those who do not like to see you at all, you do not punish them, you win over them. This is very interesting to know. This is very interesting to understand why Andal is saying so. Andal is saying so, she's mentioning the glories about the qualities of Krishna. But why is she suddenly speaking about the qualities or the gunas of Krishna? How beautiful are the qualities? Because Krishna asked the question. You girls have assembled here, asked for gifts, I gave the gifts. Now you are going to ask for donation. How come your bath, how come your ritual is complete? And Andal says, our ritual of bath is complete. We have already done it. Krishna says, don't speak a lie. You never went to Yamuna. How come your bath is complete? Then Andal says, our ritual is not a ritual to go to Yamuna. Our real ritual, the real vow, is to come and see your lotus face. Yamuna is of course pious, but looking at your lotus face, we get all the piety of taking bath in all rivers. So coming and seeing you is equivalent to coming or even greater than coming in contact with Yamuna. Because your lotus face is the reservoir of all pleasure and all piety and all devotion and all love. But then Krishna says, you are supposed to take bath. Did you take bath? He said, yes, we took bath in your good qualities. Your qualities are so great that by hearing your qualities and by looking at your qualities and looking at the simplicity by which you are in front of us in Vrindavan and only in Vrindavan, all other places you are very difficult to approach. But with Brajvasis and with Gopis, you were walking along with us. You were getting bound by Mother Yashoda. You were coming and stealing butter from our houses. So you are so approachable in Vrindavan that this is your greatest quality, this simplicity that you have. And we gopis can approach you, and we are right now face to face meeting and talking to you. So we took bath in your qualities. But where is the ritual? What is the ritual that you have performed? To glorify you about your qualities is our ritual. But then Krishna reminded them, your elders wanted rain. Where did you get rain? Then Andal says, maybe you did not attend all our lectures properly, Krishna. The fourth verse, when we mentioned Parjanya, the god of rain came and asked, how should we rain? We already received the rain. But what about good grass and good milk and milk products? In the fourth and the third verse, and in many verses, it has already been established that the rain has arrived and the grass has grown and Vrindavan is blessed with milk and milk products. So before I even uttered the first 5 verses, already what the elders want, all those things have been given. Now we are here for the parai, for the drum, so that we can sing your qualities. Then Krishna asks, what is so great about my quality? She says, Kudarai Vellum Shir Govinda. Your qualities are so great. Namely, the first quality is that you are expert in winning over those people who are very averse to you. It is mentioned that once there was a couple who always found mistakes in Krishna's pastimes. So this was an elderly couple and they always thought, what is this? Krishna is going into different gopis' houses and Krishna is stealing butter from them. This is not right. Krishna should not be doing this. Like this, they used to mention. So one day what happened? The man went out for some shopping and the woman, the wife, the husband went out for shopping and the woman, the wife, was at home. And suddenly she heard a knock on the door. And when she opened the door, she found her husband there. Her husband said that it is a lot of heat outside. So let us just sit on the swing and let us enjoy the swing and let us enjoy the wind so that I can remove this fatigue of shopping outside. The wife said, okay, fine. And they both went inside, sat on the swing and they were swinging. And while they were swinging, the husband said, because they had this pastime of always blaming Krishna. Said this Krishna goes to every house and he steals. And seems like nowadays he's wearing my own clothes and he is acting as my disguise. So don't get cheated, huh? Sometimes he might come before you as your own husband. At that time, she heard another knock on the door. When she went and opened the door, she saw her husband there. She said, what are you doing here? And the husband at the door, he said, what do you mean? I have come back from shopping. He said, but you are swinging with me on the swing. He said, no, I just came now. Then she looked back and she saw her husband on the swing. And the husband sitting in the swing, he said, didn't I tell you? Krishna is very naughty. He might disguise himself and come at your doorstep and he will act as if he is your husband. So the person who is standing in front of you seems like he is Krishna. So why don't you punish him? Take a broom and start hitting him and drive him away from the house. So the wife thought that this husband is right. He's saying so and he's saying it so convincingly. She took the broom and started beating the person at the doorstep who was her husband, and she started beating him left, right and center. After some time, he started crying and said, I am your husband. The person on the swing seems to be someone else. And when she looked back, there was Krishna smiling with a peacock feather and he was sitting and he said, look, you all want to be averse to me, but I wanted to showcase this pastime that I can cunningly cheat you, but I can win your hearts. With that pastime, looking at Krishna, both of them understood their mistakes and they understood that, oh, this is so wonderful. This is mentioned by some of the acharyas who mention it in their lectures. And they get completely enamored by Krishna's presence amongst that couple. So they get very happy And in this way, Krishna wins over those who are even averse to him. He doesn't come to always punish. He wins them over many, many loving exchanges that he has. Same is like for Lord Ramchandra also. Valmiki says in Ayodhya Kanda 12.29, Satyena lokan jayati dinena dhanena raghava gurun shushraya vivo dhanusha yuddhai satravan. A very, very beautiful shloka. That how is that Ramchandra is so wonderfully attractive for everyone. How? Because Satyena lokan jayati. He always follows in the footsteps of truth and truth alone. And by speaking the truth, lokan jayati, he wins over all the people of the world. Okay, but how does he win against the poor? Dinan danena raghava, by offering charity to the poor. And he opens his hearts and gives his charity, gives his presence, gives his time towards the poor. And by this way, by giving charity, by giving dan, Raghava or Lord Ramchandra wins everyone. Fine. How does he win over the elders? How does he win over his preceptors, his gurus? Gurun Sushrishraya Vivo. By doing and rendering service, menial service to his spiritual master, he wins the hearts of Vasishta and Vishwamitra. By doing menial services for Dasharath Maharaj, he wins the heart of Dasharath Maharaj. So truth makes him win against the people. Charity makes him win against the poor. And by rendering service, he wins against the elders and the spiritual master. But what about the miscreants? Dhanusha Yuddhi Satravan. He says, just with his bow, he has won over the enemies. Wait a second, Prabhuji. You just mentioned that we are talking about qualities winning over miscreants. Now you are mentioning about a weapon, which is a bow. How can bow holding or a bow wielding Rama win over enemies? This doesn't seem same. We have to cite an example where the quality of the person has won over even those who are averse to him or those who are enemies. We should not say that he shows the might of a weapon and he triggers fear in the heart of the miscreants, and which will cause the personality to be amicable towards the Lord. So how come bow is an example? Valmiki is so wonderful that he mentions Dhanusha Yuddhi Satravan. He never says Ban. Ban means arrows. Generally, if you have a bow and you don't have an arrow, is it useful? Just with the bow, you cannot do much. If you have an arrow in the bow, and then you can shoot the arrows and punish the miscreants. But what is Valmiki saying? He's not mentioning about the arrows. He's mentioning about the bow, the Kodanda. He says, just the Kodanda that Lord Ramchandra has, it is so magnificent. What is so magnificent in it? When the miscreants, Khara, Dushana, everybody comes charging towards him, he just picks up his Kodanda and he starts stringing his Kodanda. And just looking at that quality and that magnificence with a smile on his face, and the way he just ties his bow, everybody gets enamored by it. They already become favorable. Many of them start becoming favorable. So he says, Dhanusha Yuddhi Satravan. So Andal is indirectly saying, this is your quality. Even if you want to punish the way you act, the way you walk, the way you smile, the way you speak, the way you look, the way you glance, the way you even try to look at us, that makes everybody who are averse to you, they become very, very enamored by you. They are very, very happy with you. And you become a victor and they become a loser. They came to gain victory over you, but suddenly what happens? They become a loser and you become a victor against those who are Kudarai Vellum. Kudarai means those who are averse to you. Vellum means you become a victor. Now Andal is very clever. If Krishna becomes a victor or a person who gains victory against those who want to harm him, then where is Krishna going to lose? My question to you all again. Krishna gains victory against those who are there to harm him by his qualities. So Krishna is victorious. Where is Krishna going to lose? To whom Krishna loses?
Devotees.
Those who love him, Krishna loses.
Yeah.
So in other words, this is how she speaks about the most intimate pastime, that before us gopis, you please lose now. We are here. We are here right in front of you. But she doesn't want to use the verse that Krishna, you are going to lose against me in her entire work of 30 verse, because Krishna to lose will not be very mangala in the entire work. So she spins a positive, but indirectly she means that the opposite of it. For example, she says, Krishna, you are always victorious against miscreants, those who are averse to you. Indirectly also means you always lose to devotees like us. But she doesn't want to explicitly mention that Krishna, you are going to lose. So just by stating Kudarai Vellum Shir Govinda, she is saying that Krishna, you lose to your devotees. You actually won against Ravana, but you lost against Vibhishana, the devotion of Vibhishana. You again won over Vali, but you lost to the loving brother Sugriva when he became friendships, when he extended his hand. You won against Duryodhan, but you became Partha Sarathi to Arjuna. So with devotees, you lose. With miscreants, you win. What to speak of even Ravana? Ravana was told by Lord Ramchandra that you go, now you don't have any weapon in your hand. You go today and come tomorrow. Tomorrow you fight with me again. You know why, Krishna, you said that as Lord Ramchandra? You said that to Ravana that go today and come tomorrow. You said that because you wanted to see how Ravana comes tomorrow. If Ravana comes with a bow and arrow, then Ravana is supposed to lose. But if Ravana came with folding his hands, then Rama, you would have lost. Because if he came as a devotee, then Rama would have lost himself, saying that he's my devotee. Aham bhakta paradina. I am a loser. I am ready to lose everything for my devotee. To Bhishma Dev, he was ready to pick up his own chakra and charge at him. And Bhishma was shooting arrows. And all those arrows were hitting Krishna. And Krishna was oozing blood. And his uttari was falling down. And Krishna accepted those arrows as none other than flowers from Bhishma. So sometimes when we do worship, we should not offer arrows to Krishna through flowers. Bhishma offered arrows, it became flowers. Sometimes we are angry at so many people. When we offer flowers, it becomes arrows to Krishna. Keshavaya Namah, Narayana Namah, Madhavaya Namah. No. Our mood towards worshipping should be great. That we should offer flowers with love. But Krishna accepted even that. Why? Because he wanted to protect Arjuna. So Krishna is ready to even lose as Ranachor so that Rukmini is happy. So Krishna is ready to lose. Kudare Vellum Shir Govinda. He is ready to win with his qualities with people, those who are averse to him, but he loses to his own devotees. He loses to gopis. And this is what he's trying to say. And she says that we have come here to ask for this donation. Krishna says, how come? This is the biggest scam I have ever faced. This is the biggest scam. You all did not go to Yamuna. You did not take bath. Then all the gopis said, no, we took bath in your qualities. The ritual was to come and see your lotus face and glorify you. So hence we have finished our vrata. Now you give us the donation. And we are here to take this as a gift, as a donation. And we want to accept this as your donation. And you have to lose in this. She's indirectly saying, because we are your devotees. By losing to us, you gain the maximum pleasure. Krishna doesn't want to win against his devotees. Krishna wants to lose against the gopis. By losing against the gopis, Krishna is most happy. So in that way, she says. And how is this love towards the devotees. There is a very beautiful story in Mahabharata. Once Sanjaya goes to Yudhishthir Maharaj and he is sent by Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra says, Sanjaya, you go and speak to Yudhishthir Maharaj and call off this entire battle. We don't want the battle. So Sanjaya, expecting that Yudhishthir Maharaj is a Shanti Priya, that means he would love to have peace. He goes to Yudhishthir Maharaj, Dharmaputra, and he says, Dharmaraj, it's time to call off the battle. And he thinks that, okay, Dharmaraj will accept this proposal. Immediately, Yudhishthir Maharaj says, how can I call off the battle? They have to be punished. In fact, they disrobed Draupadi, and we have spent our years, and we have finished the incognito year as well. And we are asking for the kingdom back, and they are not ready to give. They need to face the battle. Sanjaya was surprised. Yudhishthir Maharaj is speaking this? How come? And then he went and asked Bhima. Bhima said, let's not fight. This was quite the opposite. Bhima is the first one to pick up the mace and ready to fight. And Bhima said, let's just ask for 5 villages. Okay. Bhima is not ready to fight. What about Arjuna? Arjuna said, we should fight. Nakula said, we should fight. Sahadev said, we should fight. So out of the 5 Pandavas, 4 of them are ready to fight, including Yudhishthira. And Bhima is the only one who is saying, I'm not ready to fight. So he thought that maybe I should ask this matter to Arjuna. And before I convey this to Dhritarashtra, I should meet Arjuna. And he inquired, where is Arjuna? Then they said that Arjuna is sitting in the camp with Krishna, alone, and they are having a conversation. So when this was mentioned, Sanjaya, he went and he said that I would like to visit and see Arjuna. They said, no, Arjuna is in private conversation with Krishna. He said, no, but I need to meet him before I leave. It will be nice if I meet Krishna and Arjuna and also tell them that I'm leaving, carrying this message that 4 of your brothers want the fight. So Krishna overheard this inside the tent and said, Sanjaya, come. And Sanjaya, when he went inside, he saw a very, very amazing thing inside the tent. What is that? Satyabhama was sitting inside the tent. This is mentioned by some of the Kathakars in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. That Satyabhama was sitting inside the tent. Krishna was lying down on the lap of Satyabhama. Krishna's lotus feet was held with awe and reverence on the thighs of Arjuna. And Arjuna's feet was being massaged and kept with awe and reverence on the thigh of Draupadi. And Sanjaya saw this and he was astonished. Krishna lying down on the lap of Satyabhama, Krishna's feet held by Arjuna on his thighs, on his lap, and Arjuna's feet is being revered by Draupadi. He immediately left the scene. He didn't speak a word. He went to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra asked, what is going to happen? Sanjaya just said, your son is finished. Duryodhana has no chance. He is going to be vindicated in the battle. He is going to be erased. Dhritarashtra said, what did you see that you are talking like this? He said, I will tell about it tomorrow. Some people are like this. They'll keep the suspense. They'll come and tell the suspense and they'll say, I'll tell about it tomorrow. Why? What happened? Then Dhritarashtra asked Vidura. Vidura explained him all the Vidura Niti and all of that. And after that, the next day, when Duryodhana was also there, Duryodhana asked, Sanjaya, what did you see that you mentioned that I will be finished? He narrated the whole thing. How he saw Krishna on the lap of Satyabhama, Krishna's lotus feet on the lap of Arjuna, and Arjuna's feet on the lap of Draupadi. So Duryodhana said, what is so special about it? He said, Duryodhana, think about it. While Krishna is alone with Satyabhama, he is keeping Arjuna in that same tent and he has private attendants. Somebody who is so close to Krishna while he is with his wife. Do you think that he will keep Arjuna away and support you by any chance? If somebody is so close to Arjuna, do you think that you can reach up to Arjuna and hurt him? You have to cross over Krishna. So as long as Krishna is there, nothing will happen to his devotees. He is ready to give his life for Arjuna. He is ready to protect Arjuna. So hence, Duryodhana, I feel this is totally not right that you want to continue the battle. So while Duryodhana heard this, he was enraged with envy. And what is the donation that he got from Krishna? That he was annihilated. In other words, she is saying that Krishna, give the donation to us. What is the donation? All those who have spoken ill about you, Krishna, and who are averse to you, Krishna, or forget about you, about your devotees. What will this Arjuna do? What will devotees sitting in this class will learn about Tirupavai? What is so great about this Tirupavai? There are so many people who would have spoken about the devotees and others who are spoken about us, who are glorifying you, and you give the donation of punishment to them. But she doesn't want to speak about punishments and others because it is a very auspicious work. So she doesn't want to speak about that out here. So she says, we are here to ask for very, very specific gifts from you, Krishna. And Krishna is now very happy. And Krishna says, what do you need? And she lists down all the ornaments that she wants from Krishna. Sudagame tolvalaye tode sevipuve padagame enraya palganam yam nivom. She says, give me bangles, Krishna. I want to wear bangles in my hand. But aren't you the one who said who will not wear flowers, you will not wear kajal, you will not drink milk, or I think those were the vows. Then Andal said, don't you remember? I already said our vow is over. Now our entire ritual is over. Now we would like to decorate ourselves. First, give us bangles. Okay, you need bangles. Yes, what do you want to do with the bangles? I want to wear it on my forearms. Then I want armlets. I want for my shoulders. I want ornaments on my shoulders, armlets. Then I want studs, earrings on my lower lobes of my ear. I would like to have studs. Then I would like to have rings with flowers. You know, some of these studs, they have a small string upwards and there is a gold jewelry on the upper lobe of Mataji's. So this is called that earrings with flowers on the upper lobe. So she is asking for a specific ornament, studs on the lower lobes, and she is asking for earrings on the upper lobe. And then she says, give me anklets for my feet. Now, what is the meaning of all of this? In fact, the gopis are very, very secretively mentioning what is there in their heart. They're saying, Krishna, whenever you come before us, first thing you do is you hold our hands. And now for the vow, we kept all our ornaments aside. When you hold our hands, you yourself are an ornament. And you holding our hands is an ornament. But when you hold our hands, it should be beautiful. And when we are worshipping you with our hand, when we are touching you with our hands, it should be very auspicious. So a hand should not be without a bangle. So please give us bangles. So please give us these ornaments so that you give us a bangle. Then Krishna says, why the armlets? Why do you want shoulders? After you hold our hand, you embrace us. And when you embrace us, we want these armlets so that they make a casting impression on your shoulders. Your shoulders has a thin line of impression which is running on your shoulder from the top to bottom. Krishna says, what is that line? Because you always carry this saranga with you, and that bowstring, when you keep it along with your shoulder or you put it as a sling pack on the back, this string makes a small bit of an embellishment on your skin. But now with that, we want to give you an additional ornament of our ornaments making an impression on your skin. That means you embrace us. So we need armlets which will make an embellishment on your skin, which will touch your skin. And then you come and whisper in our ears. And when you come and whisper in your ears, that is our ornament. That is our ornament, your whispers that you give us to each and every gopi. That is the real ornament, and those will become the studs. But why are you asking for a earlobe on the top? And when the love is paramour, it's at the topmost, then you will bite on our upper ear. And then finally, you would start serving us, gopis, by holding our feet, so there should be anklets. So in other words, she is speaking about the highest rasa, that Krishna will come hold the hand, he will embrace them, and these ear studs will rub the cheeks of Krishna, he will whisper those secrets, he will bite on the upper earlobes, and he will touch the lotus feet of these gopis. These are the ornaments that they want. On the outside, it looks like they're asking for ornaments as a donation, but the ritual that they want, in other words, they're saying, you become our husband, which is the highest goal that they want to achieve, is to achieve Krishna as a husband in the same light of the gopis who followed in the footsteps of Katyayani Vrata. Okay, fine. You get all these ornaments. What else do you need? She says, then she says the most beautiful thing. All these are for decorations. Afterwards, we will sit with you happily and we shall together enjoy the feast. Because till today, we did not drink milk, we did not eat. Now it's time for feasting. We are going to have feast. What is the feast? We are going to make a very nice sweet pudding cooked with rice with milk. How is this rice grown? We pour milk in the paddy fields, and this rice is grown from the milk. And this rice is so wonderful. And this rice will be cooked with milk, ghee, and sugar. And let me specifically tell you about the ghee. How will the ghee be? The ghee will be in enormous quantity. And the rice will be floating like small mustard seeds in them. It's not the other way around. It's not that the rice will be there and in between the rice there will be ghee. No, ghee will be there and in between that there will be little rice flakes in those pudding. So it will be ghee laden. Don't ask me about the fat percentage. Don't ask me about it's a low fat or a high fat. And it will be full of ghee and full of sugar. And it will be so wonderful that when we relish it, when we take it in our hand, the ghee will start flowing from the top of the fingers and it will flow and flow and flow up to the elbow because there is so much of ghee. And when it flows through the elbow, it will start falling from the elbow like a waterfall. There is so much of ghee in that pudding. And when we take that kheer and we are trying to eat it, the ghee will flow from the fingertips up to the elbow. It will fall like a waterfall. And there will be another devotee who will catch it from here. He will take the uchishta, but the ghee will be so much that it will start flowing from his four fingers and it will flow all the way up to his elbow. And there will be a third devotee who will be catching below and who will try to be drinking it. If you want to see a pictorial representation, this is how the ghee will be. The ghee will flow and it will fall through the elbow and Andal will be nectarily drinking it, but the ghee will be still more, so much that there is another devotee who will be sitting below who will be drinking this nectar. We want to relish this and we want to say, Govinda, your name, and we want to relish this. Why? Because we learned in the same Tirupavai that when you wake up in the morning, you should say 7 times Hari, 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 Hari. When you go to sleep, you should speak about Madhava. But when you eat, you should talk about Govinda. So this is a pastime where we are talking about feasting. Mahaprasade Govinde. So this is the time we are talking about feasting and how we will feast. Our relish for this particular dish, payash, is such that when we eat, the fluid trickles down to our forearms, to the elbows. This is the benefit. And we don't want to enjoy it alone. We want everyone to come along and we want to enjoy you together. We want to enjoy with you this prasadam, which we are going to take with you. So in this way, she prays and she asks for donation. So my dear devotees, this donation, even though it looks like some kind of donation which is being asked, it is not on the same material plane. Her ask is that, Krishna, we want you We want you and we want only you. This is the highest ask that one can ask. And generally, when Tirupave is being recited, the speaker in the traditional circle, he also asks for donation. Of course, the devotees give many other donations. So, my dear devotees, I am also asking you for a donation. And the donation is, as august listeners, please bless me that the gopis, how they are asking for Krishna, and how you all are asking for Krishna from the heart of your hearts, that please bless me that I also have a little bit of tiny inkling towards the holy names of the Lord. Personal association of Krishna is one, but association with the holy name is the highest. So, because it is a ritual, because it is a pratha, that people ask for donation, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, na kavitam, na jagadisha kamaye. And the only thing he asks is the barambar, he asks for only thing. Mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhakti rahaitu kitvai. That the only ask or the donation is, please bless me also, so that there can be a natural inclination whenever we take the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You all are listening to Chaitanya Bhagavat. You all are listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, and you are listening from such great devotees. So your blessings will go a long way. And that is my only donation. And that is my only ask to all of you. My dear devotees, thank you very, very much. We will go through the pictures so that it further elucidates the pastime of today, of how she asked the donation. After this, what Krishna is going to ask or say, the further very nectarian verses of 28 and 29, which are very, very wonderful verses. We will see that next time. So you see the pictures of how the payesh is being enjoyed. Krishna as Govinda, cows are there, Airavata and Indra is also there with many eyes on top of Airavata, how he came and did the Govinda Pattabhishek. Let's look at the next picture. Can anyone say, what about this pastime? What do you see? Who is this personality?
This is after
Govinda.
that Parijata thing, like after the war. He's no, after Govardhan, sorry. After the
Yes.
Govardhan Leela, he has come with Airavat to shower. He brings Surabhi cow and he brings Airavat and he showers Lord Krishna.
Correct.
Abhishek.
And just because they are Sri Vaishnava painters, they have mentioned it like Tirupati Balaji, also who gets showered by the cows. And that's why they have shown him as Shankha and Chakra. Of course, our Krishna in Vrindavan is as Govinda, not the four-handed form, the two-handed form. And what do we see here?
Krishna is giving ornaments.
Yes, Krishna is giving ornaments and the anklets, the studs, the armlets, the earlobes, all that, and the bangles. In other words, Krishna is offering himself to him. So such a nice depiction of what Krishna is offering. And here we see that Andal asking for all of those to Nappinai and Krishna. What do we see here?
It's Krishna and Arjuna, and I think it's Bhishma, is it?
Yeah, in Bhishma, no, Duryodhan, in this fact. We are carrying a mace that Krishna will annihilate all those who are having enviousness towards his devotees.
Yeah.
And here he is giving the feast. And you see Krishna's hands are greasy and Andal is receiving them. He is acting as Govinda. This is a very favorite pastime. The payesh or the kheer coming from the milk of the cows, from the handi, the ghee is pouring. And even milk turned to curd, milk boiled and then turned into ghee. The pots also refer that. It is flowing through Krishna, and that flows through the elbow and caught by the other devotee. So in this way, we can see how devotees are relishing the prasad, which are uchishta of other devotees. So thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hiratras kalitam kinchit vidhvam satpureyantu tat yadatsa saushtubam kinchit tad gurur eva menehi. So as I said, I just request all your donations of abundantly blessing me from your heart so that I can be engaged in Krishna's service and chant his holy name. That's my only request. And if there are any mistakes or any thing that was wrongly mentioned in the verses, you are all Panditas, please correct them. Those mistakes are truly mine. And if there was anything which you found very relishable, all glories goes to all the acharyas and glories goes to Srila Prabhupada and my spiritual master. None of them are for me. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there are any
Jai.
questions, comments, clarifications, we can discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very, very beautiful description, Prabhuji. Very nice. We relished it to the core. Like one very nice insight was like we should never blaspheme our Lord. Otherwise, the story of that old man and old woman, that was very funny, but it was really a good lesson that never blaspheme the Lord. And the other one is the Arjuna pastime, that like Arjuna is so intimate to Krishna. Any devotee is who just dedicates his whole and soul to the Lord, they will be that close to the Lord. And
Yes.
I wish that I can get that 1 trillionth part at least of that devotion of Arjuna. I feel, Prabhuji, the way, even sleeping also, he's just praying. He's keep on repeating the name of Krishna. That quality, all we need to get it. That is really very beautiful pastime, Prabhuji. Thanks for, narrating that. And coming to this Andal pastime, like the way she has already like told how she has, told about God's greatest qualities, and then later the way Lord serves the devotees also by giving like those whatever they are asking. That also. So these are few of the things which I could catch, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Please go ahead with your realizations and questions to Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare
Mother.
Krishna, Prabhupada. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji, for
Krishna.
wonderful nectarian class. How you mentioned that like Govind that refers to 10 incarnations was so amazing, and the Sanjay also, he was keeping suspenses. And Prabhuji, you mentioned that the ghee was so much dripping from hand. They had no indigestion. Prabhuji was thinking. I mean,
Yeah,
this much
there's no
ghee.
indigestion to this because this is Krishna Prasad, and the only if you remember, there was a pastime of relishing the kheer, and I think it's Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, or I think it's Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, if I'm not wrong. At the spiritual level, he enjoyed so much of kheer, but the material body had indigestion. But they are all now at the spiritual state where they are meeting Krishna and talking to them. So this is also to say that the love should overflow. It should not have any banks of holding it to any vessel. It should overflow. And the love is none other than association with Krishna. The union with Krishna is what the gopis are talking about. And that will be shared with all of them. And they want that Krishna is an husband to all the 5 lakh gopis. So it's symbolic. At the same time, prasadam should be served and given to all of them. And it should be rich and tasty. So the material considerations are not the ones that are being spoken here, but it's the spiritual considerations that we speak.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, wonderful session. Very, very beautifully you explained everything. Totally relished the today's session. And of course, Harita Mataji has already summarized. I don't want to take much time, but want to glorify you. And you took it very nicely and you explained it so nicely. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nutan Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranams to everyone. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much for this nectarian class. It was really very, very nice, Prabhuji. I was flabbergasted with the images that were shared and the sort of prayer Andal has, means these are the this is the talk between Andal and the Lord, right? So the words
Yes.
he has woven, it itself is like an art. The way you
Yes.
pointed out, that doesn't mean that he wins over just his enemies, but he is also being defeated by his devotees. The hidden meaning, only devotees like you can help us understand. Thank you very much for that. And the illustrations, images used were also beautiful. Oh my God. Whenever as kids we were given these books, we were like just pictorially, okay, this is Balaji, this is Srinivas, this is Padmavati and all. That's how we flicked through the books. But these pictures had so much importance and meaning in them is what I realized from today's class. So next time, whenever I am taking a book or I am gifting it to someone, I make sure that they also go through such representations very keenly to whatever they
Yeah.
are reading, they can relate to that. Thanks a lot,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. And I have one doubt, Prabhuji.
Yeah. But
Means how can
before the doubt, I would just like to say that all the pictures are by Keshav, and the credit is to Keshav, who runs a handle called as Krishna for Today in Instagram. So all the glories go to him. I am just utilizing some of his pictures to just elucidate how wonderfully a devotee can go into each pastime and draw with such clarity. And that is the beauty of this great illustrator known as Keshav. All glories unto him. These are not my pictures or anything. I just wanted to clarify that. Yes, go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you very much to that, Prabhuji, as well. So there was a point where we were speaking that where Andal is saying that you will be the very same point. You will become victorious and they become loser. Vellum. Kudarai Vellum. So those who are averse to you, they will become loser, is what they mean. But how can the one who is being defeated be a loser? I used to feel like Kalya Daman or any other incident you take, where Krishna is trying to uh, uh, kill these demons or that. They are also getting liberated in some sense or the other. I used to feel that. So
They
that
will,
point is.
they will lose their intent with which they came. They came to
Oh.
annihilate Krishna, but they got won over by his qualities. That's what they want to say. So they lost their intent of causing harm towards Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You are also doing like Sanjay by keeping suspense. Two more verses we need to complete.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, dear devotees, any more realizations or questions for Prabhuji?
No. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, there are some messages. They are appreciating the class and
All
they are
glories
wishing
to
this.
Prabhupada. Thank you so much. They are very benevolent. As I said, my only donation is all your blessings so that I can chant my rounds nicely. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
We wish that, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your enlightening class today, and we are very grateful to you. We look forward for your association again in the future, Prabhuji. So let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji, dear devotees. Vancha kalpata rubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Margasirsha, Sacred Rose of Margasirsha ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Haridas Varya
Hare
Prabhuji
Krishna.
ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, dear devotees, for joining us. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful session. We are ending the call here. See you all Monday.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.